I wasn't going to make this video, but I thought, you know what, this actually might help someone else who was considering putting some of these little LED lights on their track or their train track. And there is, excuse me, I have a mongrel cold from hell. I'm dying over here. Anyway, there's really not a lot on YouTube about this sort of thing. There are some videos, but I don't know, hasn't really explained it too well. So I'm going to try my best to explain how I've done it, and let's get into it. So here we go. Got some LED lighting here. These I bought these off eBay. I bought a pack of 40, and you can see some of them here. I'm on my iPhone, by the way, so just excuse everything, it's just easier. I bought a pack of 40 of these little LED lights off eBay. This cost me, I think, $25 from Hong Kong, delivered into Australia, so I thought that was pretty reasonable. The reason I bought 40 was for redundancy. Some of them won't work, and you might blow some up. I did yesterday. I accidentally blew up 8. User error. There's nothing wrong with the actual lamp post. It's just that I blew the LED. I made a terrible mistake, a rookie mistake. And I do have a background in electronics, so I know what I'm doing. Still, I blew up 8. So that's why I bought 40, just in case some of them die. So, this is what I'm doing with Mount Western Raceway. Is, you can see here, these aren't switched on. I've got, I think there's maybe 8, all wired up, which will go down the main straight towards the finish line, just to add a bit of colour, a bit of texture. And it's something I wanted to do for a long time, but I just haven't had the time. And I'm going to put some in some buildings and, you know, around the track somewhere. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm probably going to get too carried away with it. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to do. So let me just duck back over to the workbench here. So the biggest question I've had over the years is, how do you power these things up? Because this is not the first time I've done this, by the way, with a hobby, you know. You can put these on trains or whatever. So how do you power these things up? What's the process? Because it is a bit confusing if you don't know what you're doing. However, once you know what you're doing, it's very easy. The cheapest, easiest, quickest, no-brainer way to do it is to buy yourself a power supply. But before we get there, I just want to explain something to you. These, let me get a better shot. These are little lamps. Now let's see if we can have a look here. Not too sure if the iPhone can capture that. These little lamps are 3 volt, 20 milliamp LEDs, right? And they glow white. So they just sit in this this metal housing, and obviously the lead comes out the end, which is positive and negative. So they're 3 watts, 20 milliamp. What that means is they can take, sorry, it's 3 volts. So what this means is, you give them any more than 3 volts, bang, they're going to blow, right? You're going to kill them. And that's what happened to this lot here. I blew 8 yesterday. Excuse me. So you need to find a power supply that can go down to 3 volts. They can be very difficult to find, but in Australia, luckily, we have them. So the cheapest way to do this, and really the easiest way, is to buy yourself a power supply. This is made by PowerTech, or this is called PowerTech. I'll just show you the label. So this is a 3 to 12 volt DC, and it has 1 amp max, which is ideal for what we want to do. We won't be drawing anywhere near 1 amps. We're probably going to get out to maybe 600 milliamps. And that'll probably get us, I forget the sums on that, might get us 30 of these lights set up around the track. So we're well within the range of not blowing up the power supply or causing damage, fire or whatever. So the beauty about this little power supply is it is switchable. Now I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but just there you can switch this to 3 volts. That's what we need. We need to have a power supply that will just output 3 volts. You don't want a power supply that gives you 12 or 6 or 9. Otherwise you have to insert dump resistors, and the list goes on, and it's just a nightmare. Find yourself a power supply that produces 3 volts, or is switchable to 3 volts. Perfect. And what this one comes with also is this sort of plug and play set. So that there is the female end, and this circuit is connected. Let me just get here. This circuit is connected via this positive and negative terminal, which you have to buy separately. But this here actually just plugs in. These pins plug into there, and that obviously, the silver bit plugs into there. So that's how we can get ourselves the power out of the power supply through to here, and then eventually down through our circuit. This one here I'm just about to solder up. I've wired it up, and I'll show you where we're up to in a second. When we do these things, and the whole reason we need 3 volts is, hang on, I have to say that again. We need 3 volts across all of these lights, right? That'll give us the consistency of brightness across each light. I know it's a bit confusing, sorry, but it's a bit difficult to sort of explain it. So 3 volts is coming out of there, right? 3 volts is going into there, and then 3 volts across every one of these lights. This circuit here is called a parallel circuit, and this is the way that we run these things. So what does a parallel circuit mean? It means that all the positive are connected in one cable, and all the negative is connected in another cable, right? And they're not connected, the positive and negative are not connected. Meaning, if you come to the end here, right to the very end, you can see this one here is negative, right? It hits that light there. That's going to be soldered up just there, and that's the end of the cable. It goes nowhere. And it's the same with the positive, which is on the floor. You get the idea, right? So they're not connected at the end, right? Excuse me. They're only connected where the power supply is coming in. So obviously, your positive goes to the positive here, and your negative goes to the negative here. And then when we turn it on, we'll have 3 volts sitting across all of these lights, and we'll have, each light will be taking 20 milliamp, which is exactly what they need. And so that's called a parallel circuit. That's what you need to do to get this system up. Very low voltage draw, very low ampage, really suited to what we need to do. So, oh, excuse me, this cold is killing me. So here we go. I've got everything wired up. Nothing soldered yet. It's all just sitting here. I'll do this. Oh, sorry, I have soldered the negative side first. So they're all working. However, there is a fault, and it's the second light. So he's dead. And that's what I mean by about redundancy. You know, you should buy more of these, just because you will get faulty ones. So all I'll do is just I'll just cut this out, put another one in, solder it up, and away we go. If you used a series circuit, and if you know what I'm talking about, and this light went out, the whole lot wouldn't work. And that's the whole reason we use a parallel circuit. And as you can see, that the brightness is even across all those lights. So I hope this was a help to you guys. If you're thinking about doing something like this, it's very easy to do. Just takes a bit of planning. You don't need huge amounts of skill with solder. The tools that you will need will be obviously some solder, you know, just a spool of solder, just sort of, you know, medium gauge. You're obviously going to need a soldering iron. This one here is a cheapie. It's only like 26 bucks, but it's a it's heat regulated, so it will stay at a constant temperature. I've got that up 30, I think 30 degrees. You're going to need some scissors. What else? You're going to need a wire stripper. Sorry. And I think that's really about it. And then, you know, once all this is soldered up, then we'll just put some black lecky tape or electrician's tape just around here so nothing shorts out. This will all be painted up and put on the track, so it makes the track all pretty. Anyway, as I said, I wasn't going to do this video, but I thought, it might help someone. And look, if you do have more questions about this, maybe I could do another video which is a bit more not as random as what I'm sort of rambling on about, if you know what I mean. I've got to go, my throat's just about gone. So anyway, I will be racing soon, but I want to get this up and done, and it does take a long time with putting it together. Oh, I just wanted to tell you something before I go. I've just got these mounted just on some I think that's 20mm by, I don't even know. I think that's 12mm by 20mm across, and I've just drilled a hole in the bottom, as you can see, because the great thing about these little lights, if I can find one for you, they actually have like a little recess, so you just drill a hole and it can sit, and it sits really sturdily. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm back to work. I'll catch you later.